All right, let's talk about a weird, fascinating trick that your brain plays on you, and I guarantee it happens to you all the time.
You know how this goes. You get an idea in your head. Maybe it's a new phone, a specific pair of sneakers, or even a word you just learned for the first time.
And then bam, all of a sudden it feels like the universe is just serving you that one thing, over and over. Those sneakers are on everyone's feet. That word is in every article you read. It's a super common feeling, and believe it or not, it actually has a name.
So let's start with the way most of us talk about this. We can call it the red car feeling.
The classic example is this. You decide you want to buy a red car, and then, for the next few days, it seems like half the cars on the road are red. It's like they just magically spawned overnight.
So what's going on? Is it some kind of magic? Or is there a perfectly logical psychological reason for it? Well, let's dig into what's really happening inside our heads.
And this is a really important distinction to make. The red car theory is the perfect name for the feeling, the experience. But the scientific name for the process going on in your brain is the Baader-Meinhof Phenomenon, also known as the frequency illusion.
This whole thing basically works as a 1-2 punch. First comes selective attention. That's when your brain flags something new, the red car, that new word, and puts a little sticky note on it that says, hey, pay attention to this. Then, confirmation bias immediately kicks in. Your brain starts actively searching for evidence that this thing is popping up more often, which reinforces that illusion.
But how does your brain even do that? How does it decide what to filter in or out? Well, it has its own personal bouncer standing at the door to your mind. Just think about it. Every single second, your brain is getting bombarded with millions of pieces of information. Sights, sounds, sensations. I mean, if you had to consciously process all of it, you'd be completely overwhelmed. So, you need a filter. And that filter has a name. It's an incredible network of neurons called the reticular activating system, or the RAS for short. You can think of the RAS as your brain's gatekeeper. It stands guard and decides what information gets past the velvet rope and into your conscious awareness. Here's how that process works in action. When you decide a red car is important, you're basically giving a new command to your RAS. It marks red car as a priority and starts highlighting every single one it spots, pushing it into your conscious mind. And here's the absolute key. The red cars were always there. Your brain was just helpfully filtering them out before.
Okay, so it's easy to think of this as some kind of weird mental glitch. But what if this so-called illusion is actually one of your brain's most powerful features?
Seriously, this ability to filter and highlight is absolutely essential. It's how we learn things faster. You notice words you just studied. It's how we recognize patterns, spot new opportunities, and stay focused on our goals. It is not a bug. It's a core feature of your brain's operating system, designed to help you survive and thrive.
At its core, this whole phenomenon is just your brain's super efficient way of doing what you told it to. It's basically saying, okay, got it. This matters now. I'll make sure you see it. It's like you're holding a spotlight, and you control where it points. And this brings us to the biggest takeaway of all. This isn't just about red cars. It's about how your focus literally shapes the reality you experience every day. Just let that sink in for a second. All those red cars, all those new words, they didn't just appear out of thin air. The world didn't change at all. What changed was you, your internal filter, your focus, your attention. That's what shifted. And when your attention shifts, your perceived reality shifts right along with it. And hey, here's a final fun thought. Now that your brain has heard this term, the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, your RAS has probably just marked it as important. So don't be surprised if, in the next few days, you start seeing and hearing about it everywhere. And when you do, you'll know exactly why.